Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Passion Week here at the Build Your Online Business Morning Show. And one of the reasons that I think that this couldn't be more timely is that one of the reasons, and I'm going to be talking about that this morning, one of the reasons that we struggle to find our passion is that we're always so busy doing everything else other than finding our passion. And so this is now to me a great time for us to uh, really find, really look for. Why can't I find my live stream on Instagram? hmm Am I missing something else? Mm. Sorry, hold please. Somebody can take over while I'm. So, guys, if you've been with us this week, you have seen some amazing presentations. You've gotten some amazing information. Passion Week has been off the chain this week. Guys, listen, I'm super excited to be here this morning with Coach D and Jamie and Verlin just to talk about why it's important for you to find your passion and when opportunities present itself. I want y'all to hear me because this is an opportunity. A lot of us are looking at this whole thing, this COVID thing, as though it is a nuisance. It is inconvenient, but out of inconvenience, it comes opportunity to create wealth, opportunity to get to know yourself. So change your perspective. We said this last night on what is happening and capitalize and maximize this time that you have with yourself just so that you can understand what it is that you should be doing after this is over. Because this too shall pass. This is not going to be forever. Some things will never go back to normal, but this will pass. You think it's going to be forever, Coach? Girl, I'm trying to find my You still ain't found it? Oh well. Well, I'm gonna let Jamie introduce herself. Jamie, go ahead and introduce yourself, love.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the Build Your Online Business Morning Show. This whole week we've been talking about finding your passion. So I'm Jamie. I am the CEO of J Publishing House. Super excited to be here with you guys. Listen, I don't know about you, but I think that daytime saving whatever thing just caught up with me a week later. It's just not catching up with me, y'all. But listen, we here and we're going to talk about purpose. Because your passion will fuel you, and that is the truth.
Yeah, I believe you. That daylight savings time, I know it's been, what, a week or so?
Yeah, it's been about a week, but, it's just not catching up with me this morning.
Oh, I understand.
It's like, girl, what you trying to do? We getting up? Oh.
It's like it had a jet lag response. So
yeah.
You want to introduce yourself?
I've always been a slow bloomer.
My turn.
Yes,
Good morning, everyone. I'm Verlin Smith Randolph, and I am the Rose of Audacity, fighting fear with confidence and helping women to regain their confidence through life experiences. And yes, Jamie, to me, this daylight savings time, you might be tired because it's been a couple weeks, but it's a certain peace. I don't even know if it's peace in the air. That rush that would always be people flying up down the highway, going to the store, going to the school, going back and forth to work. You don't feel that anymore.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why you might be kind of just
quiet. Even the birds, they ain't even showing up on time.
You can hear the birds now. So that
the cock-a-doodle-doos, they ain't even cock-a-doodle-doing on time. Everybody's dragging.
Mhm.
Sweep in.
Hey guys, so this morning, and I appreciate Chanel for hosting Passion Week, because I feel like finding your passion is the reason that you live, right? And so I want to invite all of you, first and foremost, to a passion party that we're going to be hosting this weekend. In order to get there, you got to be registered. So make sure you go to bit.ly/Purpose Party 2020. This is especially for those of you who do not know what your purpose is. Good morning, Natural Beauty 163. Good morning, Instagram, Periscope. If you're walking around and you're not motivated, captivated, stimulated by the gifts that God has given you, I'm going to venture to guess you haven't yet found your purpose. You haven't yet found your passion. Your passion is like jet fuel. Once you find it, and a lot of people always ask me, Coach, how do I find my motivation? The answer to that is find your passion. Find what you love to do. And in that, that's where you're going to find not only your motivation, but that's where you're going to find the courage to fight your fear. That's where you're going to find the ingenuity to create new things. That's where you're going to find the spirit to keep moving, even when the odds look like they're against you. So the key to pretty much all success is doing what you love. So if you haven't found your purpose, we want to invite you to a couple of special events this weekend. Make sure you show up. bit.ly, good morning, Tracy. bit.ly/Purpose Party 2020. I love this quote. This quote said, "It is how we choose what we do and how we approach it that will determine whether the sum of our days adds up to a formless blur or to something resembling a work of art." I can honestly remember before I found my purpose, before I found what I love to do, I did have work ethic. I believed that anything I did, I needed to do my best at it. But at that same token, I didn't love what I did. I didn't wake up early to do it. I did it because I had to do it. I did it because I needed to put food on the table. I did it because people always told me you need to work. It wasn't until I got older that I realized that work is whatever you choose to do. Hold up now, because somebody may get enlightened this morning. Your job is not necessarily any more profitable than whatever you choose to do. Whatever you love to do, there is a way to be compensated for it. And you're probably going to be compensated more because you're going to do it more because you love what you do. Is anybody keeping up this morning? See, you can't make me work but 40 hours a week. Even if you put me on salary and require that I'm there for 60 or 70 hours, you still can't make me work. Y'all better ask these employers running around talking about productivity. So you can't make me. You can make me show up. You can make me be there, but you can't make me work. The only thing that makes me work is doing what I love to do. So it's how we choose what we do and how we approach it. Some of you have things that you love to do, but you treat them like redhead stepchildren. And because you treat them that way, they show up in your life that way. Anything you do part-time will give you part-time results. So you only work your business a couple of days a week, you get a couple of days a week results. You can't compare that to somebody that works their business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I tell people they call me Miss 25/8. 25 hours, 8 days straight. Even on Saturdays and Sundays, I'm still working, not because I have to, but because I get to. It's a blessing to be able to do what you love and be compensated for it. So that's what we're going to talk about this morning, how your passion will turn up a profit for you if you let it. And if you let it, it will create legacy for you. If you let it, it will create income for you. If you let your purpose be your guiding light, you'll never be broke. But you got to get it right. So don't forget, if you don't know what your purpose is, you need to be there this weekend, because there's no greater pursuit than finding out what your purpose in life is. What do you really love to do? So make sure you register at bit.ly/purposeparty2020. One thing I love this story, and it's called The Dash. And you have these 2 dates in your life that most people focus on. So when they talk about what year you're born, they're gonna see me born in 1970, died in whatever year, 2090. That's 70 years from now. I said I'm gonna live to 110, right? So born in 1970, passed away in 2090. But what was important? What was most important is what I did with my time while I was here. One of the things I say is that I want to touch so many lives that when I pass away, I want to be buried in state. And it's going to be a line of women in Lambos and Bugattis and Rolls Royces and all the way in Bentleys, wrapped around the courtyard, and a line of women standing there as far as you could see, just to get in to see me buried in state. That's how many lives I want to impact. So let me show you how that connects to the money. You cannot positively impact that many lives, change that many people's legacy and income, change that the way that many people look at themselves, and not be rich, not be wealthy. And the wealth comes 2 ways. It comes as a form of appreciation for the people's lives you change, but it also comes in the manner of profits. So don't be embarrassed. Don't ever be embarrassed to charge for what you're good at doing. Who said you don't have to? Who said you can't love what you do? As a matter of fact, I love what I do. I laugh all day, every day. There's no such thing as a business I can't build. Everything I look at, I see more money. And it's my gift. And why should I be embarrassed to charge somebody to help them make money? Somebody called me the other day about my boot camp, my COVID recovery camp. And it's helping people immediately shift their businesses from businesses that were being rendered ineffective for COVID-19 into something they can do to make money right now. And they were like, well, can I get it cheaper? I'm like, so you want me, DD Blues, watch this. Because if you're not careful, people will make you feel bad for charging for what you're good at. So you want me to take your business from making $0 right now to helping your business be back on track to make well over 6 figures this year. And you want to nickel and dime me about how much it costs? Thank you, Candace. Good morning. People will make you feel like you're doing wrong for charging for your purpose. Don't ever let anybody make you feel like that. Because while you running around saving everybody else, who gonna feed your kids? And while you running around saving everybody else, who gonna go to work for you? And if some of y'all would just start charging for all the extra stuff that you do because you claim you love it, if you just start charging for it, you wouldn't have to go to work anymore. So sometimes you gotta make that choice between am I going to draw the hard line? And even though it's what I love to do, I don't care if it's your leadership skills. I don't care if it's your ability to get other people to follow you. I don't care if it's your salesmanship, your penmanship, or your workmanship. You should be getting paid for what you love to do. Period. And that's why, let me tell you, none of this is easy. None of this is easy. So why not have a good time on the way? And for women, it's so hard for us to find our passion is because we're so dedicated to everybody else's happiness. We're so dedicated to our kids being happy. We're so dedicated to our man being happy. We're so dedicated to our boss being happy that at the end of the day, we're not carving out time to find what really makes us happy. You are 100% responsible for your own happiness. If you're not happy at work, if you're not making money, doing what you're doing, find something else to do that you love, and the money is going to come. But you gotta stop being so much more committed to everybody else's goals and happiness than you are your own. So a lot of people ask me, does everyone have a passion? I really believe that everybody has a purpose. Now, have you found it yet? Totally different story. There's a book by Don Miguel Ruiz called The Alchemist, and it's about somebody going on a journey to find their purpose. I think a lot of people have not gone on that journey for whatever reason, whatever is keeping you from spending the time to uncover what you're passionate about. I think that we understand that if we go on that journey and really find what we're passionate about, now we got to do something about it. So I'd rather not go. So there is an inordinate amount of women, especially, that don't have a clue as to what their purpose is, don't have a clue as to what drives them. Hey, Dr. Darnitris. And so a lot of people ask, well, can you turn any passion into a business? You might not, but I can. If your passion is tying shoes, I can show you how to create your own shoe tying tutoring service. If your passion is singing in the rain, I can show you how to create your own what's called songogram, rain song. I don't care what it is. See, your job is not to monetize your profits. Your job is to work with Chanel, find what your passion is, and once you found it, I can show you how to build it in. I can show you how to turn it into anything. But the first step, the absolute first step in really being rich, really being wealthy, really being profitable is finding what you love to do. Don't just go do something. Anything will make you money, but not everything will make you happy. I'm going to say that again. Anything can make you $1,
Lord,
but
that
not
was good.
everything can make you happy. So if you start with what you love to do, it can always be monetized in a myriad of different ways according to your strengths and your skill set. So the first step, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is once you find what you need to do, that operates like your North Star. That's like your global positioning satellite. It tells you when to go forward because going forward feels good when you know where you're going. So take the time to find your passion because it's what's going to draw the necessary people to you. So where do people get it wrong? People see people with money and you want to put yourself in the same position as them, doing the same things they're doing, instead of understanding that your wealth is as individual as your fingerprint. Your wealth, your path to riches is as individual as your personality. And that there's no right way to get the money, but the first step is operating inside of what you love to do and what you're good at. You don't have to be lost. And you don't have to follow anybody's trajectory but your own. And yeah, I got a lot of clients, but they have their own personalities. They have their own love, what they love to do. So don't ever mistake profits for passion. Now, am I saying don't get your money? Coach is not saying that. Coach is not saying that. But where we are right now, baby, if you got to sell toilet paper to get your, hello? Now, I've always believed in zero ego. Zero ego, because you can't eat an ego. You can't make an ego breakfast. You can't do anything with ego except choke and die. So it's not about the profits first. But once you find your passion, there is easily a way to make it profitable. And profit is different for everybody. Everybody has different profit aspirations. You may not want a big house with a pool indoors. You may not want a Bentley. You may not want a Lambo for your man. You may not want any of those things. I remember the story of, I think it's called The Mexican Fisherman. And it was a man on the beach fishing. And this rich stockbroker was on vacation. And so he walked up to the man and he was like, why are you fishing all day? The man was like, I like to fish. Stockbroker said, you need to come with me. You can make a lot of money. And the man was like, no, thanks. I'll just fish all day. He said, well, I don't know why you would just sit here fishing all day. You could come with me. You could make a lot of money, work the stock market. And when you retire, you can retire anywhere you want in the world. And the Mexican fisherman said, well, where I want to be in the world is right here fishing. This is my dream. So the man said, oh, and walked off. What he didn't understand was, your dream is to be a stockbroker, spend all that time and energy on the stock market, and then retire so you can fish all day like he's fishing all day. He skipped the foolishness because he knew what he wanted. And a lot of you will skip the foolishness. If you say, this is what I want, let me go get it and go sit down somewhere. So that's where people get it wrong. They try to put their profits before their passion. And then they end up in this place where they not only don't have their passion, they don't have their profits either. And that's not a good place to be. So I want to leave you with this quote to remind you. It is how we choose what we do and how we approach it that will determine whether the sum of our days adds up to a formless blur or something resembling a work of art. I remember before I found my passion, I slept a lot. Before I found my passion and what I love to do, I wasted a lot of time. And so for those of you who don't know exactly what your passion is, come with us, bit.ly/purpose party 2020. Let's have a purpose party this weekend. Let's talk about how do you go about finding your passion. But above all means, don't let it go. The same way you would do it for a child who said, make me happy, same way you do it for a man that says, make me happy, you need to do it for yourself. You need to say this weekend, sister, sis, I'm finna make you happy. Chanel?
Gosh, that was amazing. Oh my goodness. Some of the things you hit on, especially The Alchemist, because I know when you shared that book with me, it totally changed my perspective on what the journey to passion and purpose looks like. Just having an understanding that there is something that you can do that you love. I love what I do. I love hanging out with Coach and Jamie. I love writing books. I love doing these things. But I thought that I was an excellent medical teacher. And I love that. But what I didn't love about it was being told what to do, when to go home, when to go to lunch, when I could go to vacation, when to turn my grades in. It was so much pressure that pressure overshadowed my love for teaching. And I'll tell you, I met this this young woman who told me, well, if you love teaching, who says that that's what you have to teach? Blew my mind. Blew my mind, guys. So when you think about the things that you love, and you might be doing what you love right now, but maybe if you stretched your imagination, if you found your gifts and talents, you could do that same thing that you love, but in a different way and with different results, making more money than you did at a job. I mean, that it was just an amazing way to think about what your purpose, and it's a choice. You choose to start this journey. You choose to believe what the word says about you, that your gifts will make room for you. That's a choice. We make choices every day, white or wheat bread, right? We make choices every day, coffee or tea. What are you going to watch on TV? What are you going to do first when you wake up? It's a choice to pursue your passion. It's a choice to pursue your purpose. And every day you're not doing it, you're choosing not to find it. It's just amazing. Guys, listen, go ahead and register to join us this weekend for the Purpose Party. Go to bit.ly/Purpose Party 2020. Come hang out with us. Really start to think seriously about using this time in what they call it, shelter in place. I don't want to call it quarantine, shelter in place, where you can really start to look inwardly. Ladies, we deserve this time. Can I just be real? It's like Coach said earlier. We don't have time hardly to use the bathroom by ourselves, especially if you have little kids. You can't leave the room. You can't go look, fix your hair. You can't hardly do anything without somebody calling your name, somebody saying they're hungry, somebody asking a question, somebody needing help. And we're spread so thin. I know we probably still have the same level of obligation, but carve some time out for yourself. Do that this weekend. Go to bit.ly/Purpose Party 2020, register, and take this time for yourself. It's important. Jamie, you want to weigh in?
Sure. It took me quite a while to figure out what I wanted to do in my business. Number one, I knew I didn't want to work for nobody. So that was the thing. Okay. I knew I didn't want to work for anyone. But I didn't know exactly what I was going to do that was going to make me happy. I kept seeing this vision in my head, um, of the outcome of where I wanted to be. So I signed up with so many different multi-level marketing companies. I realized that that's not what I wanted to do, but it was me trying to figure out what it was. I never quit on that. I knew that I didn't want to work for nobody, but I also knew I needed money because, I had to pay the bills. I had a child to feed. I had to feed myself. So I tried different things. It got to the point where my friends were like, okay, now Jamie, what you doing? What you doing now, Jamie? Every time we went out to the club or wherever we went out with my friends, they was like, okay, what you doing now, Jamie? Because they knew I was always doing something different. I always knew how to write, but I didn't know that I could make money writing. Did y'all hear what I just said? I knew I loved to write. My boss, everywhere I worked, they always wanted me to write the email communications. They always wanted me to do the trainings. They always wanted me to build a project plan. I was always called on to build something, to put together a package, to, hire people. Like I was always that one they called on. And I loved serving, even when I was in church. I was the one that was over the newsletter. So I knew what I loved to do because I was doing it. But to me, that was just a natural thing. To me, that was just a hobby. I didn't know really that I could support my family on doing exactly what I love. And when I tell you, when I discovered it, I tried it first. I said, well, let me just see. And if it don't work, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna quit and go to the next thing. That's the one thing about it. I'll give it a certain amount of time. If it don't work, I'm gonna go to something else. But I'm not gonna quit until I ran across someone that told me, I think it was like almost a year and a half ago. She's like, girl, you know how many women that's in corporate America that's hurting right now and they need to tell their story and they will pay you to help them tell their story? Yeah, that was Coach. I was Coach. Um, but I came all across the world. I lived in Japan. You know, I traveled across the world. I've been to Africa so many times. I went all across the world. And where did I find Coach? Right here in Atlanta. But I didn't stop. And so now I'm living a life that I absolutely love. I can control my own schedule, right? And I'm writing. So when it's, dark outside, when, everyone is going crazy and the atmosphere is filled with panic, I have peace inside. Because if I die today, I died doing what I absolutely love. I can truly say that I am so content right now. Not content meaning I'm not going to work. Not
Right.
content meaning I'm not going to give it my all. Not content meaning
Content
I'm
and
not going to do my
comfortable are two
marketing.
different things.
Huh?
Content and comfortable are two different things. Content
Yes.
means I'm good with where I've come. Comfortable means I'm good and I don't want to do anything else.
Right. So yeah, that's where I am. But it took me a minute to get here. It doesn't have to take you as long as it took me, because I didn't have anyone to tell me that I could get paid for doing what I love. I didn't have anyone telling me that. I just knew I wasn't gonna work for nobody else.
That's all you need to know. Sometime the rest of the plan will come in place. Chanel, anything else we need to talk about this morning? Don't forget, guys, this weekend, if you don't know your purpose, bring a friend with you. It's totally free. bit.ly/purpose party
2020.
Okay.
So guys, Michelle, hey, I see you watching over on Periscope. Congratulations on winning your free purpose journal for texting BYOB Pink to 77948. Congratulations. Yesterday we had two winners, one from the morning, one from night. Tanika Washington, congratulations, sis. Your purpose journal is on the way. And Donna, I hope I'm saying your last name right. Donna Shoop or Choupay. You might be a little error. So Donna, congratulations on winning your purpose journal. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us, for just being, just making yourselves available and taking this time for yourselves to learn out what could be possible, what more you can do. Ms. Verlin, do you have any closing remarks?
Well, I would just like to say, everybody has a purpose. For me, to speak for myself, and maybe you can find yourself somewhere in there. I didn't know what mine was for years. I didn't know what my purpose was, but I was in search of it. But it was something I was doing every day, something I love to do, something people tried to take away from me. You can't possibly be that happy. You can't possibly love people like you do. You can't possibly always be willing to help and jump out there. I got a little snap on the hand this morning for jumping out there, trying to help, serve, and protect. But it's that one thing that's burning inside of you that you want to do, you might be afraid to do. You want to do, but you're just a little apprehensive, or that you want to do, but no one would really care. It won't really make a difference, but it will. It will. My passion was people and just loving people. I never ever thought I could get paid for something, because I thought that's what everybody was supposed to do. Even the ones who were saying, oh girl, you can't do that. You can't possibly be that happy. Then it became, once I ran into this certain individual who said, girl, people waiting on you. They need to hear from you. And I still didn't get it. But she continued, they need you. And it wasn't until I looked at it differently, because that was my passion and still is every day. I didn't realize that I could get paid for it. I love what I do. I believe this is why I'm here. This is why I'm creating. So whatever your passion is, whatever it is, maybe it's painting, maybe it's drawing, maybe it's teaching children or reading to the elderly, whatever it is, dog walking. If that's your passion and you do it with love, you can make money from it. I didn't believe it at first. I didn't want to accept it at first. But until it started coming in, then I was like, okay, I got this. I am in the right position. But all you have to do is just step out on faith. I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to see if it's going to work for me. So this purpose party this weekend, take your little me time and share it with us. Everybody should have me time, even if it's an hour. Take your me time, I ask, and share it with us this weekend. And who knows what doors may open for you. So if you go to bit.ly Purpose Party 2020 and register, we'd be glad to welcome you. I love you.
Thank you, Verlene. That was so sweet. Me time, y'all. Me time this weekend. Guys, thank you for joining us this morning. Last night was amazing. If you have missed any part of this week, Passion Week, I want to encourage you, come back tonight around 9-ish, and we'll be doing it again, talking about being fit. Again, guys, bit.ly/Purpose Party 2020. Join us this weekend. To my amazing co-host and to my amazing, awesome coach, who without her, I would not be the Purpose Pusher. I would not be Miss Purpose and Pearls. I would not be a passion and purpose coach, life coach. I appreciate you sharing this platform, and I appreciate even more the words of faith, the seeds you spoke into my life that caught fire and that grew and said that I can when I thought I couldn't. I appreciate you, Coach. I love you. Guys, have an amazing day. Don't go outside, shelter in place.